Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In the vast river of Chinese history, countless secrets of the imperial court have been buried in dust over time. Yet, some of these long-lost mysteries resurface after thousands of years in ways that stun the world. In the winter of 2018, on a construction site in Bailuan, Xi'an, Kangxi province, an unexpected archaeological discovery quietly revealed the hidden life of a royal woman from the Western Han Dynasty, buried more than 2 millennia ago. It was an ordinary day. As a construction crew's excavator dug into the yellow earth, a layer of blue bricks emerged unexpectedly. To those familiar with ancient Chinese culture, blue bricks were no ordinary material. They were often linked to burial sites. The workers immediately contacted the Shaanxi Provincial Institute of Archaeology. Experts rushed to the scene, and an extraordinary excavation began. At the site in Lijiakan, Bailuan, archaeologists found not a single tomb, but a dense cluster of more than 20 tombs. Among them, tomb number 1 stood out immediately. At the mouth of the tomb passage, the experts couldn't help but gasp. The passage plunged deep underground, like an enormous abyss. More than 600 spiral-shaped trapezoidal steps led from the surface to the tomb's base, an underground pyramid, meticulously constructed. These steps weren't just a visual wonder, they represented the engineering brilliance of Western Han craftsmen. In an era without modern machinery, such a structure, completed entirely by manual labor, was astonishing. Calculations revealed that the amount of earth moved for tomb number 1 was over 35,000 cubic meters, equivalent to what 35 modern excavators could do. Keep in mind, during the Western Han period, there was no machinery. Every clod of earth was dug and moved by hand. The manpower, resources, and organization required were immense. The tomb's scale clearly indicated that the occupant was of extremely high status. Experts initially believed the person buried there must have been a noble of princely rank, possibly even a royal family member. Beside tomb number 1 was a slightly smaller tomb number 2, with both tombs lying close but having independent passages. Archaeologists first speculated this was a husband and wife burial. In line with Han Dynasty customs, where men held higher status, tomb number 2 was presumed to belong to the wife of the primary tomb's occupant. But as the excavation progressed, a surprising discovery overturned that assumption. On December 18, 2018, as the team cleared the final 10 centimeters of fill from tomb number 1, their excitement was palpable. Suddenly, a looting hole was uncovered. In ancient times, tomb raiders were relentless, and countless priceless artifacts had been lost to their hands. Fortunately, the damage here was minimal. Many burial items remained intact. Among them were a small bronze vessel and hundreds of scattered jade fragments. Some of the jade pieces bore cut marks and remnants of gold wire, clear evidence of a jade burial suit, known as a gold-threaded jade suit. Such suits were the highest-grade funerary objects in Han Dynasty burial customs. Only emperors and a select few nobles could be buried in them. These suits were crafted from thousands of jade pieces, all precisely cut to matching shapes and sizes, and stitched together with gold wire. The process was extremely demanding and time-consuming. A complete suit typically consisted of over 2,000 jade tiles. Despite damage from tomb robbers, archaeologists recovered 2,240 jade pieces, suggesting that this suit lay somewhere between a gold-threaded and silver-threaded jade suit, still an unmistakable marker of elite status. But the most shocking find was a full set of 7 orifices jade plugs. These ritual objects were used to seal the body's ears, nostrils, mouth, eyes, and even the anus. Each plug was uniquely shaped, oval jade plates for the eyes, cylindrical plugs for the ears, triangular cones for the nose, a jade cicada in the mouth, and a short jade cylinder for the anus. In Han belief, the soul departed the body through the 7 orifices, and jade plugs prevented spiritual leakage and bodily decay. Female corpses received a 7th plug for the anus, whereas males typically had 6. The plugs were coated in cinnabar, a red mineral thought to ward off evil and preserve the body. These items reflect the Han Dynasty's deep spiritual commitment to immortality. Bone analysis revealed even more. The tomb's occupant was a woman, aged 35 to 40. Her bones were smooth and showed no signs of aging degeneration. Pelvic features confirmed her sex, and markings on her skull indicated she once wore luxurious jewelry. This stunned the experts. In a family tomb cluster, the grandest, most elaborate burial belonged to a woman, one buried in an emperor's jade suit. This was almost unthinkable in the patriarchal society of Western Han. Who could she have been? Gold-threaded jade suits were strictly regulated, reserved for emperors and the highest nobles. For a woman to be buried in one meant her identity was extraordinary. Then came a breakthrough. A mud seal inscribed with the words, Marquis of Jiang household, was discovered. Jiang was the fief of General Zhou Bo, a founding hero of the Han Dynasty, honored for aiding Liu Bang and later for helping enthrone Emperor Wen. This tied the tomb's occupant to Zhou Bo's family. Zhou Bo had a son, Zhou Shengji, who inherited the title and married Emperor Wen's daughter. The historical record says little about him, only noting that he lost his title for committing murder and that his marriage to the princess was unhappy. Given the jade suit and the female remains in tomb number 1, experts concluded the woman could only be Princess Jiangyi, daughter of Emperor Wen. Emperor Wen, Liu Heng, the 3rd emperor of the Western Han, was renowned for his frugal and benevolent rule. Among his daughters, the most famous was Princess Guantao, Liu Piao, beloved by Empress Dowager Dou, given a massive fiefdom and immense status. But Princess Jiangyi was obscure, mentioned only briefly in the Book of Han, with no known name or maternal lineage. Likely born of a concubine, she would not have enjoyed high standing in court. Yet, in death, she received the highest honor, a gold-threaded jade suit, suggesting that Emperor Wen harbored deep personal affection for this daughter, despite her lower birth. Princess Jiangyi's marriage was a textbook example of political alliance. In the Han Dynasty, it was common practice for the imperial family to marry into the households of loyal military officials to consolidate power. Zhou Shengji, the son of founding General Zhou Bo, inherited his father's marquisate and married Emperor Wen's daughter. However, this marriage was far from happy. Historical records state that Zhou Shengji lost his title after committing murder, and that he did not get along with the princess, suggesting emotional estrangement. The marriage, it seems, served more political convenience than personal affection. The excavation of tomb number 2 confirmed this theory. Much smaller than tomb number 1, its burial chamber measured only 29 meters in length. The grave goods, mostly bronze swords and pottery, were modest and sparse. Bone analysis revealed a male in his early 30s, aligning with Zhou Shengji's presumed age and status. The stark contrast between the two tombs reflected the gap in status between the princess and her husband. Tomb number 1 held treasures like a gold-threaded jade suit, bronze wares, ceremonial bells, and painted figurines, symbols of Jiangyi's royal bloodline and her father's deep affection. In contrast, Zhou Shengji's tomb appeared austere, subtly emphasizing his political and emotional distance in the relationship. The grandeur of Princess Jiangyi's burial might have stemmed from Emperor Wen's enduring love and guilt. Emperor Wen was famously frugal. His own tomb, Beiling, contained only simple clay figurines and minimal pottery, just 1/10 the number of items buried with his mother, Empress Dowager Bo. Yet, for his daughter, he spared no expense, a lavish tomb, a gold-threaded jade suit. This was more than a mark of status, it was a father's silent attempt to compensate for a daughter's unhappy marriage, honoring her in death as he could not in life. The burial goods of tomb number 1 reflect more than royal status, they offer a window into Western Han funerary beliefs. Han nobles believed the soul exited the body through the 7 orifices, and jade plugs could seal the spirit, preserving the flesh. The gold-threaded jade suit was like a spacesuit for the afterlife, symbolizing immortality, while the jade plugs acted as sealant, ensuring the soul remained intact in the underworld. Tomb artifacts like the 10,000 stone granary, pottery silo, a kitchen stove marked royal chef, and even a latrine labeled cleanliness show how the Han people imagined the afterlife as a mirror of the living world, requiring all daily essentials to be included. Perhaps the most striking items were the painted clay figurines, an underground orchestra frozen in time. Each musician had a unique pose, some appeared to pluck strings, others to dance gracefully. The craftsmanship was astonishing, pleats in their skirts, curves of their knees, every detail sculpted with care. Using computer modeling and historical knowledge of Han-era music, archaeologists digitally recreated this Millennium concert. As the virtual music played, the figurines seemed to come to life, long sleeves fluttering, strings and flutes harmonizing, transporting viewers back to a banquet in a Western Han palace. These figurines weren't just art, they were reflections of noble life, showcasing a passion for music and performance. Other burial items were equally impressive. The ceramic bells, though made of clay, had the heft and elegance of bronze. Mythical beasts carved in pottery stood majestically, detailed with intricate patterns, some resting atop giant tortoises. These objects weren't mere decorations, they carried the Han people's imagination of the afterlife and expressed their aspirations for power and peace beyond death. The archaeological story of Bailuyuan doesn't end with tombs 1 and 2. Two nearby smaller tombs, tombs 3 and 4, revealed a different, more touching narrative. Unusually, the tomb passages intersected in an O-shaped pattern, something rarely seen in Han burials. Experts believe this was a married couple, and the crossing passageways symbolized eternal spiritual union, even after death. Tomb 3 belonged to a man, Tomb 4 to a woman. Though their grave goods weren't lavish, they were rich in detail. Tomb 3 yielded colorful painted pottery depicting daily life and mythological tales, vivid and ornate. Tomb 4 contained wooden furniture and decorative items, mostly decayed, yet still revealing their craftsmanship. One bronze seal bore the names Dong Yanji and Chen Yanji, likely the occupant's name and modest title, though no such person appears in historical records, leaving their identities a mystery. In contrast to the politically arranged and emotionally distant marriage of Princess Jiangyi and Zhou Shengji, the couple in Tombs 3 and 4 exemplified warmth and connection. Their intersecting tombs acted like a spiritual bridge between life and death, a romantic gesture absent in the royal tombs. Though they were likely commoners, their love etched itself into eternity, transcending rank and power. The Bailuyuan tomb complex has done more than solve the mystery of Princess Jiangyi's identity, it has opened a window into the world of Western Han society. From gold-threaded jade suits to jade orifice plugs, from musical figurines to tomb architecture, these artifacts reflect a people obsessed with immortality, dedicated to ceremony, and deeply expressive in life and love. Princess Jiangyi's tomb was a reflection of her brief, bittersweet life. Her marriage was likely one of duty, not choice, but the father who arranged that marriage also gave her an unmatched afterlife, filled with honor and remembrance. Meanwhile, the couple in Tombs 3 and 4, though anonymous, left behind a quiet testimony to love that endured beyond the grave. Today, the yellow earth of Bailuyuan still holds untold secrets. As archaeologists continue their work, more forgotten stories of the Han Dynasty are waking from their centuries-long sleep. These aren't just discoveries, they're conversations with the past, bridges between the living and the dead. When we stand before the glass displays in a museum, gazing at the meticulously restored jade suits, we're not merely admiring ancient craftsmanship or imperial grandeur, we are witnessing the intertwined lives of royals and commoners, love and politics, longing and legacy. And those faces once buried in silence now speak again, telling their Western Han tales for a new generation to hear. This is History and Culture channel. Like and subscribe are the biggest help and support for us. Thank you everyone. See you next time.